Yo.
Crash and flow.
And then can you imagine if they do get Harden?
I wonder how amazing that would be. Because I want to just imagine that would happen, right? Like I want to get past salary caps and who would go. It'd just be crazy to have Harden here in Toronto.
Yeah.
And he's like Black Santa, like he's just wearing the beard. He's owning everything.
Yeah.
And this city goes to another level with Drake and Harden.
Yeah. I mean, I don't particularly like Harden.
Me neither anymore. Not at all.
Yeah, he's
Whiny.
an asshole.
Yeah.
He's whining about his team. He wants to get out. He was, broke protocol. He's in a strip club, and he's like, I was there supporting a girlfriend. No, not even a girlfriend, a home girl.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
She's owning businesses. I was like, well,
Don't make this about like empowering black business owners. You asshole.
Not even owners. This is one specific lady. He was very like, my homegirl's doing business. That's almost what it sounded like from him. Because it's so vague. My homegirl's doing business. I gotta be out here. It's not in a strip club. And his statement was like, these people trying to slander me, and they're not gonna keep me down.
Right.
This
No
was
one's
not
trying
a
to keep
strip
you down,
club.
bro.
This was a regular club.
It's like the neon lights.
I think it might have been a strip club. There's just no strippers present.
Right.
Just like the only venue that was
Right.
not regulated at that
that's
moment.
a Bill Clinton telling the truth.
Yeah, that was, man. It was funny that he felt horrible about that. I mean,
Who?
Now they'll say anything about like Trump, and he's like, whatever. Why does that even matter? Did you know this guy wipes his butt with his hands? Like he'll just point out something.
Just
like,
wipes it on the back of the AIDS.
How's the holiday season treating you, man?
It's all right. Whatever.
Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm loving the holiday season.
It is what it is.
I got Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah?
That's
yeah.
how I do the holiday.
You're watching Mandalorian?
No, I'm watching Simpsons Halloween specials and Christmas specials.
No.
It's the holiday season.
Fuck out of here. I'm
I
so
wrong?
upset. I'm so upset right now. My contacts is rolled up to the back of my eyeball because I'm so upset at you.
I watched that
so
Robin
upset at
Hood with the fox, the one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sings. It's really good with the rooster.
Say it.
It's holiday season.
God damn it, say it.
What am I
No
supposed
one
to be
watches
watching?
anything on Disney Plus except for the only thing that's worth watching on it, which is The Mandalorian.
You know what? Disney is trying to get me to watch it though, because every time something ends, it's like,
Stop
dude,
being a
why are you?
contrarian. You sound like a guy who's like, I don't like Harry Potter. Everyone likes Harry Potter. I'm not going to watch Harry Potter. I'm going to watch
No, the
Lord
thing
of the
is,
Rings.
I didn't know there was any buzz around this. I mean, I know there's memes, but nobody had told me to watch this thing.
The problem
I saw
is
an
if I push too
I
much,
saw-
you're going to not watch it. You're going to take like
That's
5
true.
years to watch it.
Well, now I have Disney Plus, so like it's very easy to watch it now.
Yeah, okay.
Other
whatever.
things, I have to like hook up my laptop to my TV. I like how that's the barrier.
It's like one wire.
Yeah, it's one wire.
One
connected
wire,
to
4 more
another.
clicks.
Yeah, what if I need to use my laptop for the podcast? That's really all I use my laptop for. Like other than that, everything's on the phone.
Watch The Mandalorian. It's essentially because
Okay.
you know me. I don't like. I love Star Wars and I hate Star Wars.
Right.
You know, but Jon Favreau at the helm once again, literally giving CP. People don't give this man credit enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Marvel and superhero movies were a joke, except for
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan. Obviously, but Christopher, he doesn't. It doesn't even seem like it's in the same realm.
He transcends the superhero. He's like, it doesn't matter. He could be making a black and white freaking mime movie, and it would be like time travel. Yeah, it'd be amazing. Just like
You should
wow.
do Jurassic Park next. But like, no one cares. Jon Favreau goes, takes Iron Man, freaking takes Robert Downey Jr. when no one wanted to touch him. He was freaking radioactive because of all of his,
all the things he did.
like cocaine, heroin, like all of that stuff.
yeah, prostitution, whatever.
And like single-handedly makes one of the greatest fun superhero movies. Anyway, so he's at the helm of The Mandalorian. And he's actually doing it right. It's essentially a good director who is actually a fan who doesn't want to just poop all over Star Wars and does something good. Yeah, so it's really good. His first season's freaking solid. It's fun to watch.
I have said to myself and to my wife no less than 3 times that hey, this looks like, we should watch it. It's really recommending we watch this thing. Like, it's every chance it got. It was like, dude, it basically gave me the rant you gave me. He's like, stop being a contrarian. Said Disney Plus.
All right. It's like when Stranger Things showed up on Netflix. Man, they really wanted you to watch that.
Yeah.
They really needed it. Do you know, did Netflix send you prompts, like notifications on your phone now?
No, I don't. I keep notifications down to a minimum on my phone.
Yeah, I should as well. Because now it's just popping up and be like, these are shows you might be interested in.
Yeah.
And like, I am kind of interested in them.
I let it email me.
Yeah.
Because that way I can check my email and
Yeah,
my
you choose
leisure.
to look at it. You choose
Right,
to look
exactly. That's about it, man. I don't like any notification. I don't even like sports scores. I used to have sports scores. No more sports scores. No news. I get WhatsApp
news is going to ruin
messages
your
and that's
day.
it.
But like
Yeah.
sports technically could ruin your day as well.
Have you seen? Not to get off of John Favreau too quickly. Have you seen his cooking show?
It's fantastic, man. Chef.
It's really good. It's solid.
He's
I
so
enjoy
fun.
it.
Dude, that is a guy who is literally having so much fun. Do you know the premise of the show? Do you know why they actually started the show?
Tell me,
so
was
get
he
this.
incredibly rich and bored?
Nah,
Tell me.
okay. I mean, kind of, sort of, whatever.
Well,
He earned that shit, man. We
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
So when he did the movie Chef, there was the chef from Koji. Well, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. The Korean fella.
Yes, exactly. So he was kind of like consultant and chef for the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they hit it off so much that they were trying to figure out a way for them to hang out together. And they literally made the show just by virtue of the fact that they became best friends. They literally became best friends. Like, are we best friends now? And then they made a show just so they can cook together. That's it.
Yeah. So the way I got turned on to that movie, because I think it was a movie first, right?
Yeah.
With like John Leguizamo and stuff.
Yeah.
Was years ago, John Favreau had become friends with Bill Burr. Mm-hmm. And he invited Bill Burr to come for the filming. He's like, hey, we're just closing the last few scenes, but I got to show you how I make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Right.
And he went over, Bill Burr, and he's like, it was John and his Asian friend.
Yeah.
And they made a grilled cheese sandwich. And I am getting, and that, like, Bill Burr was in the process of getting his kitchen built in his house, and he's getting like a friggin' diner grill installed
right.
because of his experience here. John Favreau was also getting like super into cooking.
Right.
And yeah, you know what the funny thing is? You said like he's having such a blast. I've seen the episode. I've seen probably like all of the episodes, but last night I was watching an episode with Wolfgang Puck.
Okay.
And Wolfgang
Jeez.
Puck does this thing where he shits on you the whole time and shakes John Favreau's confidence. And this is like 13, 14 episodes into this show. I've seen John Favreau,
Cook some
cut
really
brisket.
complex stuff.
and then Wolfgang Puck starts shitting on his omelet and it shook him. It was like weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
But
Anyways,
I mean, back
like
to your
John
original
Favreau.
point, the reason why you like that show so much, or the reason why everyone likes the show so much, is that it's so clear that it's two guys really actually having fun.
Yeah.
Like none of it was about money. It was just like,
Right.
how do we hang out? And that's really one of the most purest things. I thought it was so cool. But yeah, well, with regards to that grilled cheese, my friend, I have gone in and researched the chef's grilled cheese. Okay.
Okay.
And there's a way to do it. You can watch a couple videos from the actual chef himself. He does it on like a morning show. By the way, morning shows have got to be one of the most like it's so Disney, like it's so clean. It makes me uncomfortable. It's like so polished. It is like, we're so happy to be here. It's amazing. They make it like they're making the most. The fake laugh jokes that the fake laughs that you need to do at at your work, specifically with people that you don't know all that well. So you're just like, that's amazing. It's that for an hour.
It's like fast food laughter. It's like somehow they're like every laugh is the same. It's just as clean, and anybody who's worth the damn and any good at those is like, well, I'm gonna go do something else. I realize I'm good at this now, and I'm gonna get a podcast. Yeah.
So here's what I've learned with regards to making an excellent grilled cheese. First of all, one cheese is not the way to go, because what you want is sort of like like the stringiness of the cheese, right? You want like an ooey
Right.
gooey situation. The best way for you to do that is use multiple types of cheese so that it has different melt points. So no matter at what point you pull the thing off the pan, there's always going to be one of those cheeses that's going to be stringy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got any cheese recommendations?
Okay. So a Havarti jalapeno,
Uh-huh.
a straight American cheddar.
American cheddar. Yeah, I'm a big fan of American cheddar.
Right, and you can get something a little bit more creamy, but I'm not really sure what to use. I forgot what it's called, but like there's another one there. So so you could go white cheddar, yellow cheddar. I go like an aged white, a regular yellow, right, and then after I go a jalapeno Havarti. So that's how I go. Anything more than that, it feels like I'm just eating a block of cheese now. Now bread is important. Okay, I used to use healthy bread. Like some grain, some whole grain bread? Nah. That's
Rye
not
bread.
Right. It's not right. What you need is sourdough bread. And where you get sourdough bread is you go to a place called Cobb's. Okay? You're getting the Porsche of sourdough bread, in my opinion. There might be better sourdough bread out there, but this is the one that tastes the best for me. Now, you go over there, you ask them to slice it thin, right? By the way, when you say thin, they think thick. They can't hear, apparently. It's happened to me twice, and they ruined my sourdough bread. Get yourself some thin sliced sourdough bread, and the reason why you
Give
want
them
it
a frame of reference.
right. But like if I hold it up, like when you go to like when you go to the Chinese
how-
fish market, and you're like,
Yeah.
cut the fish this much.
Yeah. I do this thing where like I'll ask for like she'll be like it's spicy. I'm like okay, like Arab spicy or like Chinese spicy, and there's differences. And I wonder if you could do that with thickness. But please continue with your Cobb's thing.
Right,
Like,
okay.
I want some Chinese thickness, and they're like, oh, very thin. We got
Understood.
it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so you butter. I only butter one side because when you put it on the pan, you olive oil the pan, right? So one side already gets an oil. So the dry side down first.
You don't
onto
butter the
olive-
oil? The butter the pan?
No, I use olive oil for the pan.
Oh man, interesting.
It's just easier for you to that thing, right? Yeah. So you throw in dry side down, right, and you toast the essentially what's going to be the inside of your sandwich, right? Then you flip it over, so now it's butter side down, and then you start, you put your cheese, you layer out your cheese, you make it look nice, then you actually make the sandwich, then you flip it a couple times, you press it on the last flip, right? And once it starts getting golden brown, pull that out, immediately cut it, and then you want to stack it. And then you want to put it on like a paper towel to absorb some of that moisture,
Yeah.
so that your sandwich doesn't get soggy while you're working on the second one. Because you never
And
eat
Butter
one.
Side Down is a great like name for a special or an album or a band.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Butter Side Down.
Yeah,
All right, keep going.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm like getting hungry for freaking cheese. I'm gonna have a Pringle. Keep talking.
So that's essentially it. You do 2 or 3 of those. Now, if you can get your soup, that's fine. You can have your soup. You can have your tomato soup. It's a good
No,
compliment.
you gotta have your tomato soup. That's half the thing. That's the thing about you people. You're Maurice. Like for me, I'm like, where's the salad? Right? Where's the butter chicken to my naan?
All right, fair enough. I
You're
can respect
like,
that.
you can have tomato if you want. Like, no, you gotta dip this whole thing. You gotta edit that sound your nose made.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Where's my key?
It's alright. He doesn't have COVID. He just
No, I'm fine. There we go. But yeah, what was I? There was something I wanted to say about thin slices of something.
man, you drank that whole tea, bro. It's pretty impressive. Are we
It's
going
coffee.
anywhere? How do we get here? Cheese,
Cheese, cooking,
chef, John Favreau,
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Mandalorian.
Me watching cartoons. Yeah, all right, got Mandalorian. Yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, we missed anything in there?
Yeah. No, man, this is actually not tea, although good guess because I'm Mauritian and we definitely, dude, yeah, we love tea so much.
You guys
Have I told you?
that
Have you
thing where,
told you the funeral story with regards to tea?
No.
Okay, so
Is it? Yeah, I want to hear a funeral
so
story.
So I'm not really too tight knit with the Mauritian community. Neither are my parents. And so really the only time that but the Mauritian community, there's sort of like the generational stuff, right? So you have the old generation, the ones that came here first, right? And there was only like maybe 4 or 5 big families that came here first from like different people from big families that came here first. Those people all know each other, right? Because everyone struggled with the same thing, right? No one could speak English all that well. You're just trying to find work. That's them, the grinders, right? People who people work very hard. Now, those people know each other. My dad is part of that because he's one of the first people that come through in Toronto. And then after, there's all this other whatever as the community grows and whatnot. And essentially what happens is that if one of the older generation has like a wedding or a funeral, right? So like one of their little kids get married or a funeral, it doesn't matter how estranged you are, right? You get invited or you're told and you show up because that is out of respect of the first generation that showed up into Toronto. You go, right? And so that's really my interaction with the Muslim community is essentially someone getting married or someone dying. Mostly dying, by the way. Sometimes you don't get invited to a wedding. and
It's cheaper to feed people at a funeral. Like no one's like, man, I'm so hungry at this funeral.
Where's
like,
the butter chicken? Where's the
can't
buffet?
wait to judge the food.
Very true. Very true. So, you go into I actually have a funny story about that. But anyway, you go to a wedding. You go to the funeral and you do your rites. And then when you walk back also, it seems like Muslims all get buried in the same big ass cemetery somewhere. Yeah, you know where it is, right?
Yeah, it seems that way.
So then, there's no parking lot, right? So it's just like cars just lined up on like the pathways of the funeral. And then as you walk back, there are people who are pouring cups of coffee out of a thermos and then just leaving it on trunks of cars. And you can just walk by and pick up a cup of tea. Excuse me, a cup of tea. Yeah. And you can just drink your tea. Mauritians will bring tea for everything, for every occasion. It's like sort of like a staple. If you're gonna go out picnic, go to the beach, someone dying, someone gets married, whatever, you need tea. Because like at the end of the funeral, you're like, what are you gonna do now? You gonna go home? No, let's have some tea before we leave because everyone's here already. People have already made tea. That means that there's been mad families who made tea at home because they knew they were going to a funeral and they were going to share it with everyone.
Jeez.
So, here's a funny story, right? So someone, one of the older generation dies. My dad goes in his own car. I go in my own car. We go to the mosque. From the mosque, then we had to go to the funeral place, right? I get caught in traffic. So me trying to be like slick or whatnot, trying to use a different pathway to get to the funeral place. Anyway, they already went. They already have people there. By the way, are you frozen? Oh, okay. No.
Listening.
They already do the thing. I pull up, right? And I see how the group of people like leave the burial site and they move just a little bit off to the side, like where a pathway is. So I'm like, okay, let me walk to the grave. I can just do my dua real quick, my prayer real quick, and then I'll join everyone and away we go. Also, I'm trying to pull this off like I wasn't late, right? Because I think my dad would be mad that I missed the whole thing. So I go up to the grave. It's covered and everything, and I'm doing my dua, right? I'm standing there, and as I'm doing the dua, it's registering to me that I'm like, they filled up the grave really quickly. Normally, it's still a hole. Also, there's roses on the grave, and that's weird because it's a Muslim funeral. They don't put roses on the grave. And then I realized I was praying at the wrong gravesite.
You went to the wrong funeral late. And realized that even later.
Yep. As I'm praying. So then I slowly put my hands in my pocket.
You pretend to be catching something. Oh, got that.
And then the thing is that this people kind of like spread apart. So they're looking at me. And this is tall dude with like a black overcoat and whatnot, just praying at some other thing. So they were thinking maybe there's two people because they kind of know, they can see who it is, right? This is got to be a Muslim guy. So maybe I got to pray at two burial sites. A friend died, and then after my uncle died.
They're like, that guy's having a rough day. That guy's having the roughest day. He's got another one. He's got a back-to-back. He's got a doubleheader.
So then I just do a detour, walk around everyone, go back to the actual grave, pray again over there. So some other guy got a free prayer.
I'm positive that there were probably some exchanges. Just some weird prayers from each side getting to the other.
There's a whole row of people drinking tea, looking at me, praying at the wrong grave, bro.
That's really funny, man. Jeez. Yeah, that's good. Hey, man, at that point, you're like, well, they're dead. They're not going to know. You're not going to know.
I
It'd
wonder.
be
I
funny if they
still
do
is-
know, though.
Yeah.
They're like, their soul is going up. And they're like, stupid Yasin, he's over there. There, he's just putting his hands in his
I'm right
pockets. I
here.
guess it. It's dying here. This whole time I've been dying here.
I was still this day. I think about because in our religion we believe that after they placed in the grave they get questioned, right? And they can hear the people who are praying on the surface, right? The living is praying for them. And I wonder if this non-Muslim dude is just chilling there and he's getting a whole slew of Arab prayers he's never heard before.
Yep. He's like, I
What's
didn't
this?
know I was so big there. Must have done something. Probably his ego getting the best of him. He's like,
It's true.
probably deserved this. Probably.
Probably. I've been a good person. I lived a good life. I just assume he's Polish for whatever reason. In my head, he's always a Polish man.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he was a bricklayer. It was just hard life. Sometimes you got to make a narrative, bro. I was just
Classic
dying of
Polish stuff over
embarrassment.
here. You just have some classic. He's a bricklayer. I went to a funeral once to pray for an anniversary of somebody passing away. We couldn't find the grave and just had to like randomly pray. We're just like, he's around here somewhere. Just didn't want to.
And you just kind of like, do you like slowly rotate?
No.
Slowly
Everybody
rotate
just,
so you can hit most of the funeral.
kind of everybody just faced a direction. You know, just, like,
Just go back to back with 4 people. Just like,
yeah, because this was the kind of graveyard where they could move bodies around, and they did.
wait,
Because
what?
yeah, you can move graves around.
This is not here, right?
No, this is in Pakistan.
Yes, of
This
course.
was when I was exactly 9. Not exactly. I think not on my 9th birthday. That would be horrible. For your 9th birthday. But I remember like it was a month before we flew out, and we couldn't find this grave. And like so one grave had a tree coming out of it. Like nobody was looking. I looked at the top of the tree to half see like a body. It was because this grave came right out of the tree.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "That's what happens if you're mean." And I was like,
There's a
"Oh,
grave.
man.
There's a tree that
That
grows in
tree
your
will
grave?
come out of your grave." Can you
Wow.
imagine? Right,
Also,
and
what
it's-
is your mom doing? Is she just randomly?
Nah,
like,
she's trying to
she just took your opportunity to
know
threaten
what?
you.
No, I think she's doing what I'm doing. It's just trying to make sense of the graveyards in Pakistan because somebody should be here looking after this. That's what should be happening. Sometimes there'd be a flood and nobody would come back and fix things. Anyways, so yeah, we looked for like a full hour, and at the end just decided to just pray in the random direction of all the bodies, and that felt even better actually in a way.
Yeah, well, everyone. But the thing is that it's a Pakistani grave, right? Gravesite.
Yeah.
I mean, graveyard. So like
Right.
everyone can gain the benefit of
Right.
your of your thing. They're all Muslim, right? So
Yeah.
man, that's powerful. They might think that you're an imam. Like, wow,
Wow, that's
this guy must be big somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like it was like it's a drought. I'm like nobody finds their body around here. Like the way it was, you're like you can't find anybody you've buried here.
They should
And
just
people
do a
bury-
wall then. They should do a wall with names.
Yeah, like a memorial. They're
Yeah,
like,
so you know who's in there.
Yeah, you can only do that when you can't find the body. But yeah, I guess that is the whole. That's how unorganized this cemetery should be.
In Mauritius, they put you like in the same grave. Like if there's enough time has passed, they'll just put you right on top of
It's
the
not like you
previous one.
sink. What do you mean? If
But
there's
they're
enough time
they're
has
relatives.
passed?
They're relatives, right? So like let's say your grandfather passes away
Right.
and whatnot, and you pass away. They just put you on top of your grandfather. Then they can because like I don't even think they label it. Do they label? I think they label it with numbers, right? So they just put like 2 numbers. Pop, pop. Now when you do now, it's even more efficient for duas.
Yeah.
You only show up
Yeah.
one place, and now you're hitting 2 people.
I think that's a better idea than going like, man, they really lost that dead body we came to pray to. I like to rather have the the solace of knowing that all my relatives are on top
In
of
this
each
pit.
other right here, rather than not knowing where anybody is. Right? It's
Actually,
warmer.
that kind of works out. Plus, on top of
Yeah.
which, it's kind of like a condo.
Right. It's
And
exactly
then
like
you
a
can talk
condo.
to each other. You can catch up. and
Like
stuff
you like
this.
to think
Makes
they're
sense.
they're together having
Yeah.
tea,
Yeah. All of them.
swapping stories. So
I'm gonna
people
start
not
a
showing
new.
up.
I'm gonna start a new thing. You know how they pour a drink out for my homies.
Yeah.
Pour
It's
some
the same
tea out
thing.
for my family.
Yeah.
Just
It's
do
the
that
same
on the
thing.
gravesite.
We've done that, chai.
You've done it. You've
Not,
literally poured
Oh,
a
no,
little bit of
we did
chai
it
for
in,
your homies.
for one of our friends who passed away in college
Oh, okay.
on their birthday.
Okay.
We poured some. I think their favorite drink was Dr. Pepper.
Hey man, you like what you like.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't
You
know.
like what you like. It is what it is.
You like what you like.
So when people come visit from the homeland, whatever your homeland is,
Yeah.
you come visit over here. There's a list of places you have to show the people
Yep.
that come,
Definitely.
the relatives and whatnot, right? We all know the rotation. Everyone's got a slightly different thing, but it's mostly the
Niagara
same.
Falls.
Niagara Falls, CN Tower.
CN Tower.
Maybe
Might
like
take
a
them to the lake.
Yep.
Have you guys
did
seen a lake?
couple lake thingies, right? You do all those things. But you know what happens when my parents have finished all possible like visitation? You have someone who came and they stayed a little too long. And now you're trying to figure out it's another weekend, right? We didn't do anything last weekend. So where do you want to go visit? My parents have they've solved this problem. Also, when they do this last visitation, there's a realization on the people who are staying here that perhaps they should leave. My parents bring them to their own gravesite.
What?
Yep. So
Tell me more.
My parents, everyone buys a patch of land, right, for where you're going to be buried. Every once in a while, my parents go visit their own place, make sure it looks nice, whatever. And they brought my cousin and his wife for the trip.
Oh my God.
And this was like a totally normal thing. Like, they're like, yeah, we're just going to go for a ride.
How did
and
your
then we'll
cousin
go see-"
react to it?
I mean, he's staying with us. He's got to react the way how he thinks this is proper for everyone to react.
God, it's not like a house you bought that's gonna go into building.
No, this is where I go. This is where
Yeah, this is where I go this is where I go forever. You want to see where I'm gonna go forever? Man, at first I thought your parents gifted them.
gravesite?
Yeah, and then we're like taking them like we want to show you guys something. We want you to be buried beside us. Like that. That would have been. That's something also. It's like, hey, you know what? I want you to be around me when you die. That's also a very interesting gesture for a specific type of person.
Yeah.
It's just not for everybody though. For a specific type of person, like, wow, I'm touched. Everybody else is like, this is creepy. Are you gonna kill me? Did you bring me here to kill me? Like, well, I don't want you to think about me that much. That you buy me a burial plot. You should have way more friends than to follow one friend right to the grave. Like, I hope he's fed. I hope he's happy. I hope he has a plot to die in. Yeah, like that's too much. Got to draw a line.
Yep. Anyway, when that happens, vacation's over, people. It's time to pack up your bags. Make sure that you have your boarding pass.
That's actually a
go
great
home.
idea. That's if somebody ever overstays their welcome, you have like a red card you pull. Like this is how I'm gonna make you leave. Just so you know, on December 32nd, it's Naked Day. I should have picked an actual date, but just to pick a day, like January 4th, like naked shit in the living room day.
This is what we
That's
do.
what's happened. That's what we do. And then I show you my grave. Like,
Oh, dude, that reminds me of like a legend.
that reminded you of something. Let me hear the story.
Okay, so you know how, if you stay on a website, one of these social like websites like Imager or Reddit, if you stay there long enough, you kind of build a community around it, and it's sort of like there's a couple legendary stories. Do you remember the Imager story of a guy who's narrating what's happening to his little sister, who they got pregnant or whatnot, and it was something to do with a toaster? Do you remember this story?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't.
All right, whatever. I need to brush up on it, but like it's one of the like crazy legendary stories. And then there was another one on Reddit, and it was a story about a poop knife. Did you hear about the poop knife?
No.
Okay, so like
you look at me like I'm gonna react to it. I'm like, dude, no.
hold on, let me just see. If
I
can-
use these things very differently than you do. I don't try to join their communities.
Okay, so there was. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just see if I can pull.
super interested in this poop knife business.
Right, where I'm just trying to figure out where it was, like which subreddit it came up from first. Okay, I don't remember which subreddit it came out from first, but essentially what it was is that, so this dude says that his family generally they have big poops, right? And
Okay.
as a result of their diets or whatever, for whatever reason. And so this family's got something called a poop knife. So after they poop, they take out the knife and then they cut up the poop in the tank. I mean, in the bowl, and then they flush it, right? So anyway, he grew up like this, and this was apparently something that was just natural, normal, everyday occurrence in in his household. Anyway, so he goes and visits a friend's place, takes a poop over there, right? And and then asks his friend, "Hey, can you give me your poop knife?"
Oh man.
And his friend is like, "What?" And he's like, I need to use one, please. I need your poop knife, please." And the guy's like, "What the frick is a poop knife?" Oh boy.
What'd
Anyway.
you Google to find this?
What? No. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if it's an AMA or like it's one of those things where it's like, tell a time when an embarrassing thing happened to you, and then people tell various embarrassing stories, right? But it was one like this guy replied to one of those types of posts with his story, and the amount of people who liked it, shot up all the way to first, and then eventually it had so much like upvotes that it became one of the like what's it called, like where it gets like so many gold, so many whatever, it becomes like a record post that's one of the like highest rated posts in Reddit during a time, and then it gets like
it's like a legendary
remembered
status.
Yes, like a legend. It's a
remembered.
legend. Yeah,
Like that kid on MGR that jumped on a bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I know some of that.
Yeah. Of course, you would remember the Pakistani hero of Imgur.
Yeah. I just thought Imgur was weird because Imgur is like, never forget this one kid, who sacrificed his life for school kids. And I was like, man, never is a long time. And every now and then,
They just pop them up.
yeah, somebody goes, lest we forget. And there's just this Pakistani kid. And I was just like, man, Imgur, it's like, long time is there's going to be so many other things. There's going to be cats you don't want to forget. There's going to be, a guy who falls in a funny way that you kind of edit music into that you don't forget.
That one, or the Beyonce picture where she's trying to take down that picture, and every once in a while it just randomly posted. Never forget.
But like you can tell Imgur is mainly children. Like it's almost all children. I know there's some grown-ups, but Imgur is. If you look at like the post in a whole shot, you're like, oh no, most of the people enjoying this are children. They're like very young.
I don't know about that. The viral, the like super popular stuff is all like adults. They are like all the people who are doing like during like the Christmas stuff. They do like the selfies and stuff.
See,
They're all adults.
Children also like that.
Yeah.
But if you look at most of the content that is put up or liked, it's mainly children. Adults will drive the narrative, and children like those things as well.
Okay.
But like somebody going like, let's put this up because Beyonce doesn't like it. Let's put this up because the Turkish president doesn't like this picture of himself.
Or
And then
Mickey
just,
Mouse
like,
or whatever.
Or Mickey, just random thing is just like, oh, you're like, oh, these are children. The amount of Donald Trump stuff there right now, just right now, if you just go to Imgur, is insane, and it's mainly just children. No adult. All adults are like, what? Election's over. We're done with this. Right. Children are like, we have to really keep making fun of this. And it is.
I don't know. I'm not seeing it, and maybe I'm not like following the same stuff because I don't go to front page. I just go with the most like the highest, whatever the highest rated. There's never like for the last like 4 weeks. It has 3 weeks. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Really?
But nonetheless,
I think I do the exact same thing, and I don't think it curates it for me. But I'm not gonna go there right now because Imgur is all the same.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a 2 year ago post. No, it's much longer than the poop knife is a thing of legends. There's a bunch of like very fun Reddit stories, by the way.
I believe you, man. People love like there were entire communities and people like subreddits seemed like it had the potential of being something real down the line. Like had the it was different. I never really got into it as much as other people, but.
Yeah. There was a time it was heavy. I was into it heavy is because that was the only website that wasn't blocked at work. And so, I mean, I was all over it, dude. Like every day you check, see what's the highest thing, and it definitely paid dividends, man. There was some times where it was like stories where I was just rocking in my chair. It's very fun. But anyway, that is that. Yo.
Yeah.
The new Bugs Bunny voice. Have you heard? Have you heard?
No, I haven't.
It's a Scarborough man. It's an
Okay.
Asian dude. It's an Asian dude. Scarborough man
awesome, man.
is the new voice of Bugs Bunny.
Who was the old voice of Bugs Bunny? I'm gonna start caring. I promise you. But like, what's this guy's name? I want to look it up.
Bugs Bunny.
And what are they using it for?
No,
Space
he's
Jam?
okay. So Mel Blanc, of course, he passed away a very long time ago. You know Mel Blanc, right?
No, man.
Mel Blanc is the guy who did all of the voices for like Looney Tunes, or he did a
that's
lot
really
of voices for Looney Tunes.
Damn.
Yeah, so but the new voice is a guy named. Hold on a second. Let us see.
Mel.
Obviously everyone's heard Mel Blanc. Eric Bauza now voices the carrot munching prankster we all know and love as Bugs Bunny.
Eric
but-
something.
But Mel Blanc is the original voice.
Oh, I've seen this guy's face. Yeah, this guy voiced everybody.
Yeah.
Woody Woodpecker, Sylvester Stallone, that chicken that's really big.
I believe he did.
Also, a lot of the Flintstone characters, apparently, for some reason.
Yeah, he did Barney. He did. He even
Dino.
did. Yeah. Man,
He was the Mexican Speedy Gonzalez. This guy was.
Ooh, problematic. But that was back in the day. It's the 1970s, man. He gets a pass.
Yeah,
Everyone gets a
guess
pass.
so. There's none of these characters are black, right? Like Speedy Gonzalez is obviously Mexican.
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew is obviously French.
French. You even get a
Tasmanian
Frenchman.
Devil has something wrong with them, but I don't think it's racial.
I think it was just a developmental.
Yeah,
situation,
something.
right?
Yeah,
You know, just slobbering everywhere. Just.
yeah.
Ooh. How long did it take for you to realize that Tasmanian Devil was an actual animal, and then when you realized it was an actual animal, didn't spin the way how they spin in the cartoons? Because I honestly thought there was an animal that spun the way how he spun in the cartoon.
That's a good question. I don't think I ever realized it like Santa is not real. You know, I didn't realize it like that.
Right. You were like slightly napping, and then you open your eyes.
Yeah, I was like, "There's no way it'd be dizzy all the time." You know? Like that. I didn't have that moment. But I think as I got older, it just was making more and more sense that nothing would be spinning all the time.
It's a slow connection thing. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool when like I had a friend who in front of me realized that chicks become chickens. And that was just amazing to watch somebody become like, sentient or like aware of
Click.
Yeah. Clock. But like this one, the Tasmanian Devil, I was like, no way. I thought the Roadrunner was that fast though. I thought it was like, man, this bird is probably a problem. Just running into things, running through windows.
Also, the Roadrunner never ran on anything except the road. Like even if it was in a desert, they had to be a road for this thing to run.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it's its name.
And
but
sometimes it would follow traffic lights that like Wile E. Coyote would set up. I didn't buy that either. I was like, If this thing is this fast and it also sees lights,
and also can stop on a dime.
Yeah, and like avert dynamite.
There was an artist on IG that was drawing the same type of tunnels on walls that Wile E. Coyote would do to see if people would walk into them.
Yeah,
And some of them are so lifelike. There was actually people who were flattening against the wall.
that's funny, man. Those are some of my favorite. Have you seen that Asian lady? It looks like an airport, and she like is trying to leave a building, and she walks into a wall,
runs right through it.
and then gets up, walks around, runs into another wall and another wall.
Yeah, that's a gym.
Yeah. And I've been trying to figure out if that's been fake or not, but I will swear to anything. Like every time I see her get up and walk into the next one, she walks into it so well that she should get it. Because she keeps hitting the front of her head because she's like, oh, so embarrassed.
Like a professional pratfaller.
So good.
I don't
like
think. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
Here's what I think would happen, right? You run through, you hit a wall, right? And you bounce right off, right? There's people kind of around you, but normally no one is really saying anything. Just cover their mouth a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And then you get up, and then like you rub your head, and you're like, okay, I've misjudged this wall. So the next one you have to walk through with a little bit more confidence,
Right.
right? Because like you'll be like, I don't know, for whatever reason, you got to make up for the fact that you ran into a wall. So you have to walk into the next one with more confidence. And she walks through the next one with more confidence, splats against that one. Now it's 2. The level of confidence for the third one needs to go up some more. Just
Like it has to be this one. Like how far could I have been off? Also, you're probably concussed from the first one. Like you're not making the best decisions after the first bang. Right? Like after that, somebody needs to jump in and probably help you. Be like, hey, I know you might think that the second or the third one might be it, but dude, you're way off. The entrance is over here.
so somewhere is the janitor of that place who watched that CTV footage.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes.
Yes, that's
That is
me.
a
That's
good, clean window.
right. Nobody gets these windows this clean. 3 concussions clean? Get out of here.
It's on the janitor's highlight reel.
Yeah.
When you go,
It's
it's like,
probably
"No, I
on the
can-"
janitor's highlight, like all janitors at the airport or wherever the hell library, like look at this, like wow, Jim
Amazing.
got a 3 concuss, it's like a 3 mic for them, it's like their Source magazine release. It's like, dude, yeah, 5 wipes.
Yeah, it's amazing. This is amazing. Or what if, like, have you seen the guy who actually runs right through it? There's
I've seen a few of those.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records of jumping through window, glass walls?
No.
All right. I'll tell you about it. And you can, if you Google it, it'll be the first one you find. The Guinness Book World Record guy breaking like glass.
This is not
So
the
this guy's-
Darwin one, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
Is-
continue.
So this guy's his goal is to jump through walls, but he jumps on a trampoline and jumps through a wall, and he has like 20 of these set up, right? He puts on a helmet, and the cameras are rolling. They just announce what he's gonna do, and he runs. He jumps on the first trampoline at the window, hits his head so hard, just lays on the floor, and then just like they have to stop it. But had like 20 set up to go after these. And I was just like, man, I would think you would have to run through one to test if you can make a world record or not. Like, this all is. You finding the video? You
I'm
got
looking. There's one that says "Shattered Dreams: The Most Embarrassing World Record Attempt." Right now, they got a football player that's going through tempered glass here.
All right, put it on.
Hold on.
Is he wearing a helmet?
Yeah, he's wearing a helmet.
All right,
Okay, here
you
we
got to
go.
narrate this.
Yeah, okay, he's in the stance. He ran up, bam, glass number 1 bounces right off. Right off. Okay, here we go. Number 2, can't do it. Oh, he's taking a couple, although he's wobbly. He's wobbly. He's hurt.
Oh.
He's hurt. He's hurt. Okay. Okay, he's going to try again. All right, and he's just going to go in. Okay, he makes it through the first one. Excellent. He makes it through the first
Really?
one. Second one, can't do it.
Can't do it. No,
Can't
that's
do
it.
Can't do it.
World record is 1.
Man, he's really bouncing off of number 2.
Man, I feel bad for that guy because he looks like he's hurt.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine how, like, he's really hitting it at the top of his head. It's really bad for his
Spine and everything.
Yeah, his spine. Okay, now
That's
he
so
tries
it's
his
football.
shoulder, bounce right off.
Yeah.
Man, he could only do number 1. His name is Ruben De Jong from New Zealand.
Is that
no.
his nickname in the middle?
No, that's
Or
the guy who did 15. This guy is the guy who's failing. So Ruben is
a guy did 15, the same glass?
Yeah,
Damn, that guy he knows something.
yeah. He's using his shoulder. You can see he's going through. He's also using a little bit of his elbow pad as well as he's working through the thing. Man, that
Yeah,
sucks.
smart.
That like this is a whole excuse me contingent of people. We're just seeing a man go right through. Bet money you could just pay one of the other guys who were holding the camera to run through at least 2 of them without pads.
Once you see it done wrong, you're like, you know what? You don't use the top of your head.
Yeah, you're supposed to use your forehead.
I think so.
Hey, you're supposed to keep your head up as you
Yeah.
walk through the
Hey,
thing.
man.
There was a Darwin one about tempered glass as well.
Hmm.
Or it was during a Christmas party in a building, high-rise building, right?
Hmm.
And this guy's talking to a girl, and he's like, and she that conversation must have happened where it was like, I'm so scared to lean against the glass window, and he's like, you don't have to worry about that. These planes of glass are super strong, right? No one's going through that. No one's going through that. I bet money I can run right against it, bounce off, nothing's gonna happen. and she's like, no, it's fine. He's like, trust me, don't worry. I'm gonna show you how safe this is. Dude takes a running start, runs up, jumps up, hits the window, goes right through and dies.
Oh no, really? That is a good story, even though somebody died. Man, he couldn't help himself, bro. As a man, he's just like, no. Let me show you the stupid thing for no reason. I know so much about glass.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How high was he? He died? Shit.
Yeah, he definitely died.
It would be good if he was like, 8 stories high, learned his lesson. It
Right.
was moist down there or something.
Let's see if I can do 1993. It happened.
What city?
Hold on one second. Oh no. Say it. Oh no.
What?
Toronto.
Oh, man. What's his name? What part?
Hold on.
Watch it be my building.
Okay, police said a lawyer demonstrating the safety of window in a downtown Toronto skyscraper crashed through the plane with his shoulder and plunged 24 floors to his death.
Oh, my God. It has his name in
His
it?
name is Gary.
Gary what?
39. It doesn't say his last name in this thing. Was expecting the strength of the building windows is to visiting law students. Oh, okay, so it wasn't a Christmas party. Whatever, my story is better.
I bet you it was still a girl law student.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
doing that for like a bunch of
Yeah.
guys.
Gary previously conducted the demonstration of the window strength without mishap, according to police reports. The managing partner of the law firm that employed the deceased told Toronto Sun News that Gary is one of our best and brightest members of the 200-man association.
Oh, man. There was a Mythbusters episode based on this guy. Darwin Award 1996. The incident is also recounted in Philip Slayton's novel, The Bay Street. It's in a novel.
Yeah, his name is Gary Hoy.
Yeah, I just saw that too, man.
Jeez. What a way to go.
Dude, it was one of the Toronto Dominion buildings. That's good glass. What was it? Like, this guy could be holding the record for. Give this guy an elbow pad. You know how hard it is to run through one
Gary
of those?
Hoy would run right through those 15 panes of glass, no problem.
Dude, Guinness record, different record altogether holder. Nothing to do with Darwin. God
Structural
bless him.
engineer Bob Gray was quoted, Toronto Star, as saying, "I don't know of any building code that would allow a 160-pound man to run up against the glass and withstand it." Another
Hey, man.
interview. The firm.
That's-
What? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just, that's good for me to know because I'm 160. And I
Right.
thought it, you would think it'd be able to take it, right?
You can't take it, bro.
Can't take it.
Can't take it. I want you to try to onboard some new people and be like, listen, and then we have gotten to the glass testing part of your orientation.
Jeez, man. This was a grown-ass man. 1955 to 1993.
Yeah.
Jeez. R.I.P., man.
Yeah. Contributed
So-
to the close. Oh, dude. His death contributed to the closing of Holden Day Wilson in 1996, which was at the time the largest law firm closure in Canada. This man ran through a window. Imagine the PTSD of all those students, by the way.
I know.
And then they had to close down the freaking firm.
I mean, you can't use them as a client. You can't be like everyone at that law firm. With the one with the lawyers that one of them jumped through the window. You can't, like, it's so bad for
Doesn't-
business.
Yeah,
This
it
guy-
really is bad. Be like, oh, who else
Yeah.
in this firm thinks this way?
Jeez. And you're like, I can't even. For me, the toughest part about this is like, his family's at home. They get a call. Like, what happened? Like, he fell from the building. How? Like, he ran out the window because he didn't think it was going to break and went through. It's like, oh, no, not a, like, what do you. You got to try to make sense of, like, your whole life from there. Like, we were
Right.
planning to raise, these kids and shit. And why did.
Yeah.
I know there's nothing funny about it. Just like, I can't imagine trying to make sense of the world.
That family's got to
After
change
that.
their names.
Yeah, God bless him.
Are you related to the great Gary Hoy? Man.
You mean window breaker?
Put some respect on my name.
He has one of those Game of Thrones names, like
Right.
like Window Breaker.
It's a name of it's a name of a pen that breaks windows.
Yeah, something like that. Like this guy loves to see gravity in action. I don't know. All right, you wrap it up. I'm over here.
Oh my god. Anyway, people, this has been episode 168. Thanks for hanging with us. This was a good and silly one. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back in a week. Good night.
Go.